would eat at Bojangles before I'd eat at like probably any other fast food place if I had the choice.
You've got your like 5 choices: Cajun, unseasoned, fries, unseasoned, dirty rice, pinto beans, done.
In fact, nearly everything that Bojangles serves can also be had at KFC or Popeyes. So why are Bojangles fans so obsessed?
It's like heaven, I think.
The inside's really juicy and it's just like the outside's really crispy. Can't really stop eating it once you start.
When it comes to the menu, Bojangles isn't exactly reinventing the wheel. Fried chicken and biscuits are the chain's staple items, along with sides like mashed potatoes, dirty rice, Cajun pinto beans, and mac and cheese.
Think all fried chicken chains deliver the same crispy, golden perfection? Think again. What used to be the safe bet for a family meal has now become a gamble. Some chains will hand you overcooked meat swimming in grease while charging premium prices. But here's the kicker. 2 chains are still delivering consistent, reliable fried chicken that actually lives up to the hype. The question is, which are they, and why are so many others failing so badly?
Jalapenos with fried chicken? Yeah, try it. It's good. I'm Catherine Jett, first grandchild of George and Jessie Church, founders of Church's Fried Chicken. So he was out selling to all the ranchers and farmers and stuff for their chickens and other places, and learned what a quick turnover chickens are, and growing them and processing them and cooking them and eating them.
Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video.
It pulls a lot from Creole and Cajun cuisine. Your grandma can eat it.
Perfect when you're hungover. I throw hot sauce on it because I like it really spicy.
When the Washington Post did a fast food biscuit taste test and rated Bojangles near the bottom of the list, the training for the role is intense, and bakers even have to sign a contract promising to protect the Bojangles recipe. Making the biscuits from scratch involves a whopping 48 separate steps, and on average, each restaurant bakes 945 of them every day. Bojangles touts its chicken as being fresh, never frozen, and it's marinated for 12 hours before being hand-breaded and deep-fried. The biscuits, meanwhile, are made with special care. Every location has a full-time employee who's solely dedicated to making biscuits.
Once upon a time, you could step into almost any fried chicken chain in America and know exactly what you were going to get. A hot plate, crispy breading, juicy meat, and sides that felt like part of the tradition. Today, it feels less like comfort food and more like a roll of the dice. The recipe hasn't vanished, but the reliability has. Order the same meal in 2 locations, and you might leave satisfied in one and disappointed in the other. That shift is why what many once treated as a safe option for dinner now requires second guessing. No chain illustrates that change more clearly than KFC. For decades, its red and white stripes defined the fried chicken experience. Generations grew up believing this was the gold standard, the name everyone recognized. Walk into a KFC in its prime, and the meal felt like an institution. Today, the Colonel's face still smiles from every bucket, reminding people of a standard that's difficult to find behind the counter. What you often receive is chicken so oily it feels heavy before you finish the first piece. Portions vary from tender to dry, as if quality control depends more on timing than recipe. The sides, once slow-cooked and comforting, often look hastily packaged, as if speed matters more than taste. Customers who show up chasing that old Sunday dinner feeling are instead handed a meal that feels rushed. Church's went a different route. It built its name not on the famous mascot, but on size and value. Bigger pieces of chicken, hearty biscuits, large sweet teas, and the sense that this chain gave working families the most for their money. It leaned heavily into Southern identity, drawing customers by presenting itself as simple but strong. That identity now feels fractured. Church's portions still look generous, but the flavor that once helped it stand out has thinned. The seasoning is timid, the chicken bland. It feels like a meal that has been stripped of its backbone. In local circles, customers still remember when Church's meant bold Southern fried chicken for everyday people. Lately, the loyalty has eroded into frustration because the portions might remain large, but the satisfaction does not. Bojangles told a different story. This chain promised to bring Cajun seasoning and Carolina spirit to the drive-thru. Its marketing leaned hard into spice, boldness, and regional personality. That food, crispy, zesty, and tied to local pride, was once the hook that helped it thrive. But actual visits reveal a different picture. Chicken that should burst with flavor instead lands dry and muted. The signature seasoning sometimes tastes like it was dusted lightly after the fact. When a chain trades on regional culture, every disappointing bite stings a little harder. People wanted a reminder of their roots, and instead they walked away asking what happened to the recipe that once felt alive with spice.
How much chicken do you go through? Ooh, in cases, we probably go through 100 cases of chicken a week at this location.
I don't know what a case of chicken is.
It's a lot of chicken. Started out at the Popeyes on Reed Boulevard.
On where?
On Reed Boulevard.
You did, really? How about that?
August of '84. So about 30 years to this month. First job out of high school.
Is that right?
Yeah.
It's a lot of chicken.
A lot of our employees, they start out as hourly employees and they move up into management. And like myself, I moved up to the vice president of operations.
Then there's Popeyes. Its fried chicken sandwich made headlines and sent crowds rushing to the doors, proving that the chain can deliver excellence when it wants to. But the reality behind that viral success is uneven. One location serves perfectly crisp chicken and buttery biscuits, while another feels careless, pulling undercooked or soggy pieces straight from the fryer. Consistency is scattered. Customers stand in line not knowing which version of Popeyes they'll encounter that day. The swing between greatness and mediocrity leaves people confused, and in the long term, it chips away at the trust that once surged during that famous sandwich mania. This downward slide matters even more when paired with rising prices. Fried chicken has grown more expensive, yet the experience has not improved. On the contrary, the confusion and disappointment hit harder because customers are paying more than they used to. Instead of a safe bet for dinner, these chains often feel like a gamble that costs too much and offers too little in return. Marketing keeps the image of these restaurants alive. Nostalgia plays its role too. Families remember road trips, late-night meals, or holiday traditions tied to the Colonel, Church's, Bojangles, or Popeyes. But the reality at most counters today is that memory and brand recognition are working harder than the kitchens. Customers still walk in, but loyalty has weakened. The common thread behind all these giants is inconsistency. And it's that inconsistency that becomes the core betrayal. People expect comfort food chains to offer predictability, not surprise. When that crumbles, all that remains is hesitation. Yet the story isn't all failure. While most of these brands stumble, two chains remain steady. They prove that fried chicken doesn't have to be luck. It can still be dependable, flavorful, and worth every dollar. While most chains coast on memory and stumble with execution, Gus's and Jollibee's show fried chicken can still be a dependable meal. Gus's focuses on consistency, every piece cooked with the same balance of crisp, skin, and heat, no matter the location. Jollibee brings its own style, sweet and savory, with a crunch that customers find reliable. These two chains prove you can trust what lands in the box. Don't settle for faded nostalgia when proven quality is right there. Next time the craving hits, remember Gus's and Jollibee. Both deliver what others only promise every single time.